Xavier is coming soon in the original server, and we all know how fun and broken he looks. But do you have what it takes to master him and shut down your enemies on day 1 itself? Worry not. Hi guys, Kazuki here and welcome to our Play Like Pro Xavier guide P.L.P.G, where we cover all of Xavier's broken aspects while explaining how to effectively use his passive, know about his skills and combo, what item you should build, which emblem to choose, how to rotate, and some juicy tricks to top it all off. So let's start with his passive. Xavier's passive is called Transcendence. Each of his skills, when hit an enemy hero, enhances all of his other skills. At stage 1, all the skill damage is increased to 120%. At stage 2, all the damage is increased to 125% and the skill's width also increased. At stage 3, the damage is increased to 130% and the cooldown for skills is reduced by 4 seconds. 12 seconds for ultimate, which means your skills are now super spammable. When at stage 3, Xavier's next skill cast makes him enter Transcendence state, which boosts all his skills to maximum potential for the next 5 seconds. Hitting an enemy increases the stage duration by 1 second. Xavier's skill 1 is called Infinite Extension. He fires a bullet that deals magic damage to all enemies in its path. Each time he hits an enemy or Xavier's skill 2, the bullet's flying distance increases. So you can connect multiple enemies to hit the enemies which are standing in the backline. Skill 2. Xavier's skill 2 is called Mystic Field. Xavier puts a mystic field in a target location for 5 seconds. Enemies that touches that field will be slowed down and receive magic damage. However, if Xavier or his allies touches it, the movement speed will be great increases for a short time. Which Xavier's other skill pass through the mystic field, it evolves into the Forbidden Field, which deals more damage and immobilizes all the enemies within the field. Xavier's ultimate is called Dawning Light. Xavier unleashes a beam of mystic magic, dealing massive magic damage. The skill's range is nearly the whole map. Upon casting the skill, Xavier enters the Transcendence state. If he was already in the state, he would reset the 5-second duration of it. Builds. Xavier is a burst mage that relies heavily on burst damage, so making items to burst down is best suited. Start with demon shoes for more mana regen. You will be needing a lot of those. Then make a cloak of destiny. The earlier it is made, the better it is. The passive stacks up, giving some huge magic power for Xavier. Then make lightning truncheon. The extra chain damage is going to help increase your overall damage. Since you are a mid lane mage, at this point considering Necklace of Durance will greatly help your team. It also gives you lifesteal to increase your sustain. Now depending on how you want to play Xavier, either as a skill spammer or a heavy beatdown mage, you can build fleeting time for the former to further decrease your skill cooldown and spam your ultimate. For the latter, add Holy Crystal so you massively increase your damage. For the last item, focus on getting more magic penetration, as most enemies would have built magic resist by now, so the Divine Glaive is best suited here. Emblems. For emblems, the custom mage emblem is best suited one. You can put points on mastery or agility in the first row. Then add points to either contract for more sustain via magic lifesteal or observation for magic penetration. Lastly, for talents, the base suited is Impure Rage. As Xavier can periodically launch skills, and often each of his skills can benefit from the talent. Spells. For spells, the flame shot is hands down the best option. You can greatly increase your damage output with the flame shot. It even helps kill down fleeing enemies. If you want a somewhat defensive approach, Aegis is a great choice too. It adds a shield that helps increase your chances to escape from enemy ganks. Lastly, the good old flicker is always a reliable pick. You can never go wrong with having more dashes in your arsenal to use. Combos. There are two prominent combos for Xavier to use. First is using skill 1 to poke enemies and gain stakes of transcendence. Use skill 2 to slow down enemies. Then follow up with the skill 1 to further damage and immobilize them. Then use your ultimate to enter the transcendence state to enhance your skills and deal the blow. In this combo, we often save the ultimate to finish off the targets.
Legendary! Double kill! Triple kill!
In the second combo, we begin with the ultimate itself. Start the fight with your ultimate. This forces you into the transcendence state, which maximizes all of your other skills. Now use your skill 2 to slow down the enemies, skill 1 to immobilize, and a great deal more damage. Continue spamming your skill 1 to finish off your targets.
Triple kill!
Laning. Xavier is a mage base suited for the mid lane. So at the start of the game, focus on the mid lane while trying to gank and secure objective alongside your allies. Xavier has a strong early game, but it's best suited to farm till you can get his ultimate. With that, you can get the power to exterminate any low HP foes which manage to slip through. This happens a lot in the early game. Once you get an item or two, it starts to get interesting. You can now deal tons of damage and win the fight for your team. You are a mage, so sticking with your team for team fights is best suited. Your skills have a long range, which will help your team in team fights a lot. While Xavier's initial skill cast range look very small, you can increase it by lining the opponent in a line. While laning, you can use minions as targets to hit your skill 1 to further increase its range to deal damage to enemy laners hiding behind.
Double kill!
If you do not find any minion or heroes to hit and increase your range, you can always use skill 2 as a launching pad. Like Selena's skill 1 and 2 combo, you can use Xavier's skill 2 and 1 combo as well to further increase your range. Moreover, you get a movement speed boost, so you can instantly reposition. Xavier gets a stake each time he hits an enemy hero, so you can use this to check bushes to see if enemies are hiding for ganks. Fire a stray bullet in the bush, and if you get a stake, enemies are there. Let's take the scouting ability a bit further. If you place your skill 2 inside a bush, you can reveal all the enemies that are hiding inside that bush. This is a great scouting skill. Then you can use skill 1 on them with increased range and immobilize them in a place. His skill 2 is a great tool for rotating. He can use it to grant a movement speed buff to him and his allies, which helps him rotate and gank a lot faster. So when rotating, you can use your skill 2 to get a small but significant buff. counters. No matter how overpowered Xavier looks, in the end, he is just a mage. A fragile mage to be precise. So any hero that can burst him down is a straight counter to him. Natalia, Saber, Eudora and such are good example. He cannot do things if he is dead, can he? His skills are all directional and have a long cooldowns, so heroes with dashes can evade him easily. Fanny, Lancelot, Ling are going to give Xavier a very hard time. His skill 1 connects to the back line only if it gets a chain of heroes in a straight line. So when laning or during team fights, try not to stand directly behind your tanks. Stagger yourself so you don't give Xavier a straight line to hit at. That goes for his skill to immobilize as well. If you all clump up together, he can immobilize all, then lane the ultimate for huge damage. Try to avoid clumping up during fights when against Xavier. With that all done, it's time to wrap up. That was our Play Like Pro Xavier guide. I hope you learned more about Xavier and his skills. Thank you for watching. Keep supporting Kazuki Official.